Hey guys, I want to talk about my daily schedule and how you guys can create a daily schedule to help you be as productive as possible. So I'm going to share with you guys exactly what my daily schedule looks like. And then after that, I'm going to give you guys tips on how you can optimize your own daily schedule. Okay, so let's start with Monday. I wake up about, let's call it like 8:30 to 9 in the morning, anywhere between 8:30 and 9, sometimes 9:15 at the very latest. So 8:30 to 9:15, let's call it. And my phone is in airplane mode from the night before. I put it in airplane mode so that I don't have any texts or anything that I need to respond to in the morning. My morning is my time to kind of have to myself. So as soon as I get up, I usually lay around bed like 15-20 minutes. I don't know what that is. It's kind of a bad habit. But I lay in bed and I start my audiobook and I start listening to my audiobook. And then after about 15-20 minutes, I roll out of bed. I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, comb my hair, etc. And then I'm listening to the audiobook throughout this process, okay? And then I do daily incantations. For those of you who don't know, I'm not going to get too much into that. The daily incantations, you can just Google or YouTube incantations to find out what that is. So I do that. Then I go straight to the gym. I have a glass of water, and then I go straight to the gym. All this time, I'm reading an audiobook the entire time. So I go to the gym that's inside my building. I made sure that the building that we got had a gym inside of it because that's so important to me. To have the gym inside the building for convenience purposes so that you don't have to, in Toronto it gets cold in the winter, so you don't have to put on like all these layers of clothing and then go outside, walk to the gym, and there's a whole process with that. So this way I can kind of be more effective in that way. So that was one of my must-haves before we got this apartment, was definitely need a gym inside the building so I can get that done in the mornings. So I go to the gym, I spend only about like 30 minutes there or something. 30, sometimes about 40 minutes at most. And I do a really intense hardcore workout, reading the audiobook the entire time. Then I come back, I either make a sandwich or I cook myself some eggs and turkey bacon and a protein shake. And then I come up to my computer. It's probably about 10:15, 10:30 at this point. So I read the audiobook probably an hour and a half, about 9 to 10:30, let's call it. And then I get to my computer and I open Skype and answer all the Skype messages. Usually have about 20 to 35 Skype messages every morning to respond to. And then at 11 o'clock, I'm ready to do the coaching session that we do every single Monday. And I do this, let me finish the whole day and I'll tell you which days I actually do this process. So I do the coaching from about 11 to, I want to say 12 or 12:15 we usually go to. And then after that, I walk our dog. And then after that, I usually find some food. I try to make it simple. I'll do something on ritual right around where I live, just so I can do it quickly, because I want to do it as quick as possible so I can get to the grind. So I try to get the food out of the way right then and there. So as soon as I walk my dog Brownie here, I just go and find one of the spots around here. I have like 4, 5, 6 spots that I go to a lot that are somewhat healthy, and I enjoy the taste of it. So I find my food throughout the day. So I get like 2 or 3 meals when I go. Every single time, so that I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat for, lunch or dinner or a snack after that. Or I just get everything I need right then and there. And then I get home probably, let's say about 12:45, 1 o'clock. I take a quick shower, and then I get straight to the grind, and I grind straight until 11 p.m. So my day is jam-packed from about 9 in the morning until 11 p.m. And I do that on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Okay, so 3 days a week, that's exactly what my schedule looks like. On Tuesdays, the morning is the same exact thing, except for I have a meeting as well. in addition to a coaching session. And then I grind only up until about 5:30, because on Tuesdays I have my improv class that lasts from exactly from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So I do 3 hours of improv on Tuesday, and then when I get home, I spend time with my girlfriend for a couple hours. Then we go to bed about 11:30, 12, usually around that time. So that's what my Tuesdays look like. And then on Friday, the mornings are exactly the same up until about 1 o'clock. I start to grind. And then I end on Friday about 9:15ish. And then I usually go out to a dinner with my girlfriend or with some friends, or do anything social, and spend time with whoever I feel like spending time with. And on Saturdays, I don't do any of the morning stuff that I have from Monday to Friday. So Monday to Friday between 9 and 1 p.m. I'm fully booked. Like, as far as what I'm doing is very detail oriented. I'm getting things done and getting prepared for the grind. Saturday, it's none of that. Saturday, I wake up. I usually have some breakfast with my girlfriend. Either we'll head out somewhere. We usually head out somewhere. We don't have. I never wake up early enough to actually have breakfast with her in the house, because she gets up at like 7 or something, and I'm not too much of a morning person. I don't consider myself that much of a morning person. So I have trouble waking up in the mornings. But anyways, so I start the grind usually about 12:30 and finish at about 6. So it's kind of like a half day for me. And then after that, obviously same thing. I either go out with a girlfriend, go to dinner, or hang out with some friends, do something social. And then Sunday is my entire day off, which I spend with my girlfriend for the most part, and whoever else wants to hang out, same thing, right? So I have my time slots very clear. So what's the point here? For anybody here that plays poker, I'll give you guys some advice here. Don't schedule things for when you're planning to play poker. So for me, when I'm playing poker, that's my number one priority. There's got to be something really important to get me off of my poker game there. I'm usually just playing straight out, and that's what I want to do. And nothing can get me off that unless there's somebody out of town. Maybe something really special has to be going on for me to want to deviate from the schedule that I've set for myself. And I think all too often, too many people, they let their phones kind of dictate them. Like, so let's say you wake up in the morning and your phone's like slamming with like text messages or emails or whatever else. And then you get caught up in all the bullshit, and then you don't take control of your own day. You're kind of reacting to how your day is going to unfold, as opposed to being proactive and planning it yourself and making sure that it goes the way you want it to go. So I don't really let anybody kind of take away from that. And I make sure that I'm very effective and efficient with my schedule. And that's really important for me. And I suggest that you guys do that too, because I do hear people, whether you're a poker player or you're not a poker player, regardless, I do hear people, they're like, oh, I was going to grind, but then, my friend called me to hang out, and then, or something else happened, or I don't know, just always something, right? Something's going on. Whatever it may be, you have to prioritize the grind. Like, for example, I had a good friend in town just a little while ago, and he was saying, hey, Jack, can you hang out? Like, what are you doing today? I want to, walk around downtown, hang out. Well, I told him I'm not going to be free until, when I'm done playing poker, right? So because my poker is the number one priority, that's my schedule. I'm not going to let anybody kind of take me off that unless it's something really, really unique or something, like I said. So some tips for everyone watching this to kind of get on a better schedule and kind of realize, like, so I like this term. I heard it once. I heard it from Gary Vaynerchuk. Some of you guys watching this may have heard of him, obviously, or seen a lot of his videos. And the way he labels it is, you need to do an audit on your life. So for example, if there was an auditor, like an IRS auditor, that came into your house and watched what you did every single minute of every single day, how much time are you wasting? Like, how much time are you wasting doing things like watching TV or playing video games or playing phone games or anything like that, or just doing a whole bunch of nothing, like maybe worrying or just whatever? Like, how much time are you actually wasting? So I kind of started thinking about that in my life a long time ago. My schedule's been kind of on point. So I started thinking, how much time am I really wasting? Like, what am I doing, right? And now I can kind of look objectively and realize that I'm not wasting any time anymore. And I don't mean to say that everyone should be like this robotic, kind of structured, kind of schedule, because sure, there has to be time for, like, especially like you like watching movies, you like watching TV. I have no problem with that. I do that too. I love doing that. The problem is when you get the habit of, let's say, browsing the internet on your phone for like 4 hours, or browsing porn for like 5 hours, or watching TV, like binge watching TV series for 4, 5, 6 hours a day, 2, 3 hours a day. You don't realize how much time you're wasting. It's incredible. Like, it's unbelievable if you actually really stop and think about how much time you're actually wasting. So for me, like, I watch TV, but I keep it to a very, very limited amount of time, very limited. And I don't watch any TV series, right? I haven't watched any of the Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad. I don't even know who the characters are. I haven't seen any of them. And the reason why is not because I don't like them. I would probably love all those TV series, but just because I know there's more productive things to do with my time. So it's about choosing. Everything's gonna seem kind of good, and us as humans, we tend to go more towards like the things that'll give us immediate satisfaction, immediate gratification, right? So we gravitate towards those kind of things, and then we end up kind of getting pulled in ways where we kind of don't want to be. Eventually, you'll find that watching TV 5, 6 hours a day, porn, whatever it is, like whatever you're wasting your time with, browsing the internet, searching random shit, whatever it is you're doing, those kind of things are not going to be very fulfilling in your life, and it's not going to make you feel that good. So what I would suggest is really just kind of paying attention to what you're doing every single day, throughout every hour of your day. But you don't have to be as crazy as I am, as structured as I am. Like for me, like when I'm playing poker, obviously I'm playing poker. But like on my times off, let's say like Sundays I have off the entire day, so I'll watch some TV, I'll go watch a movie, maybe we'll go to the movies, maybe watch a movie at home, do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy, but don't do it every single day. Like, you have to have days where you're kind of producing and being productive and growing and reading and expanding, because that's what's going to make you feel alive. When you, I'm sure it feels really good, like, right? When you sit on the couch and you watch TV for hours and hours, you're watching this TV series, it's super interesting. You're like, this feels so good. And then the problem is that, after you're done watching, you kind of feel like you wasted some time, right? Like, you're like, you kind of feel like, you're like, oh, what did I do for the last 5, 6 hours? Imagine this. Imagine if you took that 4, 5, 6 hours that you're wasting every day and dedicated that time that you're wasting playing the phone games or whatever it is that you're doing, taking that time and dedicating it to reading books, expanding your mind, getting more knowledge. So in that time, you can, let's say, read 2 hours of audiobooks, go to the gym for up to an hour, and study your craft for 1 or 2 hours. Imagine where you will be 6 months down the line or 1 year from down the line if you start to make those changes in your life. Just imagine that.